Hello, dear Nightshades, it's Otti again. I'm sitting here in Witten, in the Ruhr area. It's Dark Skies or Witten Festival today. And the band I'm with is Suite ERMENGARDE. You should say a German band, but it's an international band.
German-British band.
German-British band, okay. First of all, it's always a little bit strange, but it would be better if you have all the band members, if you shortly say who you are and what's your part in the band.
I'm Drew Freeman and I'm vocalist.
I'm Jacques and I'm playing guitar.
I'm Misha and I'm the drummer.
I'm Runde and I play guitar as well.
Yeah, and I'm Lars, I'm the bass player.
Yeah. And we decided to do the interview in English so you can take part, and it's better for international audience, I think.
Yeah.
So first of all, it's an interesting question. How did this come up that you have an English-German mixture?
It came about really because Daniel, the previous singer to me joining, obviously left the band, and I'd mentioned a few years before that to Lars when I first met him about possibly the chance of doing some stuff together at some point, and when I found out Daniel had obviously gone, that came about, you know. So there was a couple of messages, and I was going through a stage with the split up of my band as well, Sometime a Wolf, and it just felt like it was a good time to become, you know, try something, and it became a member. So.
And how long is this constellation now?
November.
It's just over a year, isn't it?
21.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic.
End of 21.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for all the people outside who don't know you yet, what's the quintessence of your band? So what do we make? What is important to know about you?
We're a Gothic Rock band, and our mission is to bring the rock back to Gothic Rock. I think we are one of the last bands who are still playing with amplifiers on stage and with a real drummer. Most bands doing it anymore, and it's something. Nothing against bands who are not doing it, but
Yeah, I definitely think there's a rock element from us all. We've all got like a metal rock influence, and you know, in our past and that, and you can tell that in the music. That's Suite ERMENGARDE, right? So yeah.
So I assume most of you have different influences, as in most bands or backgrounds. So maybe you tell what yours are.
Well, my influence is going back into the 90s. Bands like Jane's Addiction and bands like that, really. Obviously always been involved with like goth music and stuff like that. Fields and Nephilim, The Mission, Sisters of Mercy, going back earlier into the 80s. But I've always been into the metal side of things. I've always liked industrial side of metal, Fear Factory, bands like that, and you know, I've had a good mix, if you will, and I tend to keep it that way, if you will. So, yeah, that's my influences. Yeah.
Same for me. A good mix is essential. I've done like progressive stuff before, or metal stuff, and I like to hear every kind of music which is made by heart, and so I'm not concentrate on only one genre.
Yeah, for me too. I especially like black metal actually, and or progressive stuff also. And yeah, I was in a pagan metal band back then called the Don't Root, and which happens to be inactive since some time. So yeah, that was quite faster stuff than I do now. So it's a different kind of challenge now. Yeah, and I really like it because it's also linked, all this dark stuff. Also, it's kind of connected. If it's goth or black metal, I don't know. Some people would really disagree on this, but I think there's some kind of same musical element of darkness inside of it. And also of Yeah, I like atmospheric music a lot. So maybe that's the main element I really, really like. Yeah.
Well, I also have many different influences, but I'd like to say I've met Misha in a prog band, I met Lars in a metal band, so that's definitely an influence, but everything from 60s over the 80s into 90s and classic goth rock is probably the main influence which I try to really involve into my work with ERMENGARDE.
Yeah, because for me, well, most time of my life I was into, I'm still into Gothic rock, of course, and but also, yeah, as Jacques said, I'm not stick to one genre. I like what I like. If it, if it has something that touches me, that's pretty cool. And that can be from very different genres, and also I'm also into some progressive things, and I like to bring these influences, the progressive influences, also into Gothic rock. I think it's something not very much bands are doing, and also psychedelic rock, and like Pink Floyd or The Doors. I like it very much, and that fits very good in.
I think that sums up everything. I think we really all five of us like really dreamy sort of sounds and elements of music as well, you know. So it's you know, there's an heavy side to us, like an intense side, but there's also a chilled out sort of, you know.
Yeah. So also we kind of most of the times agree on bands to be awesome, and regardless of the complete genre. So I think we are all also fans of Leibach, which is a different kind of music. So
I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cool. I think nowadays it's more like this. People are listening to different styles, but can find each other on one level. Back 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we had to be metal or gothic or punk or something. I think this is something you can listen to, you can hear in your music, for example. But you still say it's Gothic rock. It's definitely, you like to label it, not like other people who say, oh no, we are doing some Gothic, psychedelic.
Actually, that's I don't think like this. I'm just making the music I like to do, and if it's if you call it Gothic rock at the end,
I think it just falls into that genre.
Yeah, but it fits into it. But it's not. I'm not trying to force it into this genre. I'm just make the music I like, and at the end it's this.
You know, it's a funny thing really, because in another band that I played in previously, when we played metal festivals and played to a metal crowd, they've gone like, God, it's like as if they've heard something fresh. You know, and we were talking about that last night. You know, about Sweet ERMENGARDE could probably play at a metal festival and actually go down really well. You know, and I think that's probably, you know, where we want to aim. Really, I don't think we just want to stay in that Gothic genre. I think we will be quite happy to play at metal festivals. You know.
Yeah. So I would say, all in all, we are not a party band. We are not a band. You can clap along and dance and what people.
Yeah, don't book us for your kids' parties.
Yeah, we are into atmosphere, and we want the people to experience our music, and
But I think, for example, Wacken Open Air is playing medieval bands, is playing punk bands, is playing, I think, even some goth bands nowadays. Yeah. So it's all more open than others. But you are living in England still?
Yeah, I live in the UK. Yeah, near Preston, a place called Preston, just outside like the Manchester district, if you will. So and I obviously travel over for the gigs and rehearsal. So I fly into Dusseldorf and get used to them having no steps when I get off the plane. So I have to wait longer on the plane than the actual flight takes. So but it works out all right. Yeah.
But it works out for example, I don't think songwriting maybe together or stuff? Do you do it?
Yeah, songwriting, it works out all right. Normally Lars and the lads send over stems of like stuff they've been working on and ideas and that, and then I listen to them back home and I try and come up with a vocal and stuff like that, you know, and try my best, and it's, you know, that's how we do the songwriting. And then when I come over to do a rehearsal, we work on them songs, so it works out quite well really, because I think the pandemic changed a lot of things as well for people, because people started working remotely, sending things over the internet. Bands couldn't get together, and it's become more popular to work like that. So it isn't very much different to being in a UK band, if you will, because a lot of UK bands only get together every month or whatever. So it works out all right.
But a weekend like this, when we have a gig and Drew is here, we try to use the times a bit as best as possible. So we have a few days and we rehearse, if it's possible, every day when he's here. And it's stressy, but I think it's important to do it in a rehearsal room from time to time, and not just sending files to each other.
And after pandemic, did you have many gigs together till now?
We had a few last year. This year we are concentrating more on the new album, and songwriting is finished now for the album, and we are starting now to doing the recordings, and this is what we are concentrating.
I think after the pandemic, I think there was like a run of about 5 gigs, weren't there?
Yeah.
In quite a run, different gigs like in Leipzig and you know and that, and Poland. Yeah, we went down to play a castle party down in Bałkow, and we were really busy. And then this, like Lars said, this year we're really just trying to concentrate on getting this album done. So yeah, the next album. Yeah,
this is something I wanted to talk about, because your last album is a little bit ago. I think it's from 2016, Ex-Oblivion. So what was the reason? I think this is something you can tell more about, that it took so long.
I mean, we had a few lineup changes, and I think I took a bit of the drive from the band, but meanwhile we are very much in front, and it works very well. The songwriting is pretty good, and it's just at the moment it's very fun to be in this band.
I think so. Can you tell something about, for example, what influenced you on writing the songs? On what's the background? Maybe is there a topic or something?
It's hard to know what the topics are really, because like I write a lot of things that I imagine, if you will, and I know it sounds crazy really. I'm not one of these that believes in you know, certain things and stuff. I have my own beliefs, and I sing about my beliefs. I sing about personal things to me in a way which people probably wouldn't perceive as being personal to me, if you will. So in a way that expresses almost like a sadness to other people in what I sing and stuff like that. So it's we write about all sorts of things.
Well, when it comes to the musical side of it, I think the album will be quite diverse. So really, we have like 4 on the floor, punchy songs right in your face with a lot of drive, with a good upbeat tempo. So people would like to move on that, on the dance floor, maybe. But also we have some songs that really build up and have a big atmosphere, and not that straight rhythm. Also, we have some songs now which are a bit harder, like a bit more into metal stuff. I sneaked some double bass in, like 1, 2, or 3 parts maybe.
And it doesn't help when I keep telling him to put some triplets in, and you know, so
we have to stop him not doing double bass at the end of every song.
Of course, yeah. But then also there's this. We have a bit more, atmospheric, like a bit post-rockish guitars now and then, which I like because it's a bit connected to that black metal style of playing guitars. But I didn't force that. It came out naturally of these guys. So yeah.
So the tracklist is ready. You know which songs come onto the album, or is there still some discussion?
Not yet. We have about 16 tracks right now. That's more than we are going to have on the album at the end. So we have to make a decision what songs will be on the album, and but I think it will be very easy.
I think 16 tracks would be a lot because your songs are a little bit longer. You're no punk rock band, so
So some of them are epics. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we have a song which is about 15, 18 minutes, I don't know, but it will be 3 tracks on the album at the end. So.
Okay. So, but there's a connection between the tracks, and you have like a curve. Which song has to go after which one? Like maybe a storytelling, like that, a musical storytelling.
I mean, it's not a concept album.
No, I think sometimes though, when a song's written and we perform it live and it works well, flowing into another song, if you will, because it's in a similar key or a chord, if you will. I think that could work well on an album to try and recreate what you can do live, if you will. So some songs flow into other songs better, and it might sound quite good on the album. So we'll just have to see.
And will we listen to, or will we hear some of the songs tonight?
Yes. Yeah.
The opener, for example, is the track I just talked about with the 3 parts.
Yeah. And also the second track is also new.
Also,
this is something we've done last year a lot, to play new songs live, to see how it feels live, because it's different when you're at home writing something and recording it than to feel it on stage.
Yeah, you can get a sneak preview on YouTube.
And even we have performed 1 or 2 songs live and now changed some little things because of how it felt on stage.
Yeah.
And how did people react, especially people who know you longer and maybe haven't seen you before?
Yeah, it's been really positive.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know what to expect myself when I came into the band. You know, I knew Daniel, the previous singer, and I never knew Kuba, but Kuba on some tracks, I think he had a great voice on some of the early Sweet ERMENGARDE stuff. And I have great respect for both singers, but I didn't know myself when I came into the band what people's reaction would be, but it's been really positive. And you know, let's hope it stays that way. So
there were a lot of people actually who said that what Drew brings into the band is like the perfect symbiosis of what Sweet ERMENGARDE has done before with the other singers, and I think that also goes for our music that we are writing now, that the main influences are also from the past of Sweet ERMENGARDE, and now we're trying to take this to another level.
And you are, I think, the second band today, is it right?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do until the show starts, or your stage time starts?
Eat stuff.
Yeah, I normally just chill out, or sometimes I don't know what these guys do, but sometimes I put my headphones on and just have a quick listen to something I might be a bit unsure about, because when you come into a band, obviously you're having to learn, you know, some of the older songs and stuff like that, which still takes some getting in your head. But yeah, I just chill out. I just try and chill out as much as I can and have a quick beer and that. So
maybe talk to some people who come to the concert here, because it's like this festival is like a big family meeting, as you probably
know. I like to check out the first band, for example, for at least a few songs before we have to prepare, that you get in the right mood. It's always nice to not play as a first band, because you can have a feeling of how this it's in the audience, being in the audience.
So you mentioned that you are connected to the festival. It's like friends, it's like family. Yeah. Have you played here before? I'm not sure.
I mean, we played with the promoter, made a few festivals before, and was it, I mean, we played. Yes, we played here before, but I don't know if it was called Dark Skies or Witten at this point of time. I don't know. Maybe, yeah.
And to come on to an end, I wanted to ask you for your plans, but I know it's the album. I think it's the main focus. So my last question just is, what are your wishes for the rest of the year? Go around again.
I mean, my wishes for the rest of the year is obviously to not fall out over creating a new album, which is always a good thing in a band. Get the rest of the songs worked out, and then obviously start concentrating on booking things in, more gigs and that for next year. But I think all in all, everyone's like really happy where we're at the minute, and the songwriting has worked out all right for this year. So.
Yeah. Nothing more to say.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
The album and more gigs.
Album, yeah, and definitely more concentrate on more gigs for next year.
And more beer.
More beer. Okay. So great. I think that was a cool interview. Thank you all.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here. So, and bye to the audience.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye.